mixing it up, just trying to figure out where do these things belong. And it doesn't work out half the time. Another recurring event that we'll always have is digging for fossils. Digging for fossils. And I came up with the idea on the first year, and it sort of started building this concept of there's a region, because we just started off only with Adele, our main town, and then part2 kind of spread into there, and then as soon as we got Alcove in there, it was like it's starting to kind of come to life. It's forming that these things are real, and I feel like everyone should really have that chance at some point to get a fossil, because it is something that does reoccur throughout the manga, the anime, the games, and I didn't want it to be unfair that we don't do that ever at all, or it's just this 1 year and you're gonna have to wait for it to cycle through again. I feel like everyone, if you're first coming in, if you're a veteran, doesn't matter, you should be able to have this chance. I'm not really super secretive with plots because they're posted on YouTube. I thought about being very secretive about them because some of you guys know that there was this incident that someone tried to take my idea and they took it word for word. They didn't even bother changing any of the names at all and tried to sell it as their idea. And that was my biggest fear when I first put this up is, shit, I've put my whole head into just doing this idea that I had, and I thought it was such a great idea at first. In 10 years' time, I'll be like, that's such a stupid idea. Why did I ever do it? But for right now, and at the time, it seemed like such an amazing idea of what would happen if, with last year, what would happen if these legends were kind of taken and they were cloned like Mewtwo. And they were cloned to be basically evil and just enraged and just all these concepts that we've taken into being terrible because you're dictating the life of something. For this year, I wanted the idea to be the guardians of the world aren't here. They just aren't. Things have been put into motion that are supposed to unify the students. It's supposed to make them realize that teachers don't have all the answers. It sort of kind of goes to that Harry Potter concept that you have to learn to rely on your friends and learn to trust the people around you, because in the end, they're really the only ones you can trust. You can't trust a stranger anymore because you don't know whose side they're on. And it's sort of that sadness that kind of goes in, but at the same time, Annie is trying to fight off that sadness. She's trying to ignore that there's all this bad going around because she's grown up with just these legends being so real to her, even if she's never met them all. And I think this year didn't really go out like that at all, because there was too much drama that was carrying on from the year prior that everyone was sort of divided, and that kind of made me sad that I had this whole idea to just put it out there like that. And I actually misplaced the trailer for it because Milo Baggins, stop it! I misplaced the trailer for it because something went wrong when I tried to upload it. Like, there was some fracture of it that was corrupted, and I tried to fix it, but I didn't save it, or I moved it, and I don't know where it is. I'm being a little bit more secretive about what's happening for the next plot because it's something that I don't want people to prepare for. As evil as that sounds, oh my gosh. But it should prove to be really fun. It'll either be really fun or really frustrating. And I wanted to sort of bring people outside of that comfort zone. My dogs want you to say hi. You saying hi to the camera? You saying hi to the recorder? Okay, you can sleep there. Year 4, I am not hiding anything at all. It should be obvious. Well, I say that, but it's in the nicest way possible that it should be obvious. We are having basically I didn't realize until after I got through writing the plot and making the ads for it that I was almost infringing on Harry Potter. Because it's just all these places are kind of coming together to compete. But I think that's sort of the main theme of Pokemon, other than friendship, is that you're competing. You're competing against gym leaders, you're competing against friends, you're competing in these leagues and contests and all sorts of things. It would make sense that regions compete with each other in the same way that countries and states compete with each other. It's not a secret at all. I do have everything sort of listed out and all these challenges that are going to be on there. I'm not going to reveal them right now, but there will be time for anyone to like kind of collect themselves and be like, okay, what do I want to do? The number one thing that my crew and that my roommate Lakita, if you guys don't know, we're living together. We've been living together for 2 years now, I think. And my brother lived with us for 1 year. Oh shoot, I shouldn't get into this sort of stuff. Nosy. But the number one thing I get asked is, are we going to be able to play these rival students, these rival teachers, or are we going to be stuck with Phoenix Academy? And no, you can go all the way out. You can go and make as many characters as you want at that point. The rule to that will be that you have to have at least one main character from Phoenix Academy that you're going to focus more on, and then you can have as many rivals as you like. If you guys have seen the Year 5 post, I'm not sure that I'm actually even going to do it because the guild tends to be so small and it's such a large scale idea, and I really just don't know if it can be pulled off. I might just skip to the next plot that I have been neglecting to make an ad for because I can never find anything good about it. But it'll be a fun one, I promise you that. When I do finally make an ad for it, I'll put sort of a summary in the description to kind of lead you on a little bit, like I'm such a tease.